Hi, welcome to another episode of my Weary Traveller's Tales, which is a listening comprehension exercise with 5 questions for you to answer in the comments below. This is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, here to help you improve your English with minimum effort and maximum benefit. And this time, my Weary Traveller's Tale is regarding an experience I had on my trek up to Machu Picchu in 1985, so really a long time ago. But before I tell you the story, the anecdote, I'd like to give you the 5 questions you'll have to answer so you pay attention to the information and it's easier for you to understand what you'll have to answer. Question number 1. Why was our trekking group accompanied by 2 policemen? Question number 2. What was the local man we met carrying? Question number 3. How many days did our trek take? Question number 4. What did I look like when I reached Machu Picchu? Question number 5. Why did I laugh when I heard the Italian girl's comment? A little preamble. I went to Peru in 1985 and spent a wonderful 4 weeks traveling around Peru. Unfortunately, though, as I got up to Lake Titicaca, I became quite seriously ill with typhus, and I had to be admitted to not the local hospital but a local clinic, since they decided that the local hospital wasn't really very good for tourists. The local clinic was definitely only for people who could afford it, and there was absolutely no one there. This was an experience in itself, but that's a chapter for another time. After I got better from my illness, where I had pneumonia as well as typhus, therefore taking about 10 good days to recover after my week in hospital, I then had the opportunity to go with a group that I'd met by chance to hike up to Machu Picchu. This was a group of young students from Lima. They were French and they were going to the French school. They were mainly the children of French diplomats, and they were accompanied by 2 teachers who felt the responsibility of these young students. So we decided to join them on this hike because it was nicer to do it in a group and we felt safer. However, they decided to hire 2 policemen to accompany us, since they were responsible for these diplomats' children, who were about 15 or so years old. We started off on the hike. We thought that this was really exaggerated to get accompanied by 2 policemen, but effectively on the second day of the hike we met a local man who stopped to talk to us, and the policeman became a little bit suspicious and they searched him. He had a toy gun which he hadn't actually pointed at us yet, but he had dug the toy gun so that he could fit a real bullet inside, and it wouldn't have gone very far, but close up it could have really hurt somebody. And his objective obviously was to scare tourists into handing over their valuables to him. So the first thing the 2 policemen did was to arrest him, and they handcuffed him. For a day and a half we dragged him on the trip until the policemen decided to let him go, because it was just too much. We had to feed him, we had to take care of him, so then they let him go, but he was far from his village and there was no other danger. Apart from this episode and the fact that I was really having trouble keeping up with the group since I was very weak, I was still taking an antibiotic and I had healed, but effectively my lungs were having difficulty because we were going over 4,000 meter passes and we were towered by 6,000 meter mountains. It was such an amazing experience, but of course it was difficult for me. In any case, after a 3-day trek, I made it up to Machu Picchu, and whilst those who come up by train, they come up from below, we went over a mountain and entered Machu Picchu from above and had a most wonderful walk through the ruins all the way to the entrance. So we came in from the back practically. but we were too tired to visit it. We decided we'd come back and visit it the next day. So as we walked out of the entrance, you can imagine that after a 3-day trek, I wasn't exactly the cleanest, because we had been washing in rivers, but I remember we had used some sticky mosquito repellent, and all the sand and dust that we had found in the mountains had stuck to my arms. So yeah, I didn't look so clean. And there was a prim and proper girl who came up on the train from town below, and she looked at me and in Italian, not knowing that I understood, said, "Look at that woman, how dirty she is." And it really made me laugh, because she had no idea what a wonderful trip we had had and what effort we had put into getting there. And we really didn't care if we were dirty. It was just too easy to get on a train and come up and criticize like that. So we found it rather amusing. So this is the end of the anecdote. We slept in, I think it was called Aguas Calientes, a small village nearby, and the next day, fully refreshed, clean, etc., we went up to visit Machu Picchu, and it was really an incredible experience. If you get a chance, I recommend you go. So let me repeat the questions. Don't forget to answer the questions in the comments below, and if you want, you can also download a PDF. There should be a link in the description. Let me then repeat the questions so you can answer them. Question number 1. Why was our trekking group accompanied by 2 policemen? Question number 2. What was the local man we met carrying? Question number 3. How many days did our trek last? Question number 4. What did I look like when I reached Machu Picchu? And question number 5. Why did I laugh when I heard the girl's comment? Okay, so I hope that this listening comprehension was easy enough to understand. I look forward to reading your answers in the comments below. And meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I look forward to making more videos on listening comprehension regarding my weary traveller's tales, because we traveled for many years outside Europe and had the funniest experiences. And thank you. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.